एग्जाम्पल जैसे इसकी आप मेंशन कर सकते हो, what is the most difficult problem that you have faced, that is the situation or the task that you had, what are the approaches and how that you use to solve that, and that means your actions, and how did you reach those results. So these are the key questions that you should keep in your mind while kind of formatting your statement of purpose or CV in a way for this particular star format. Okay. Toolboxes जो आप यूज कर सकते हो, वन इज ओवरलीफ. मैंने आपको शुरू में बताया aesthetics is really important as well. So you have pre-structured, so you can write your CV in overleaf. Overleaf, which is like a cloud-based latex engine, latex compilation engine. आप उसको उधर use कर सकते हो to write your CV. So we have like one that is available online. वो basic structure है उसका भी. We'll share that link on the Kashmir Guidance group, जहाँ उसको हम share करेंगे, and you can use that template to build your CV. There is another resource called Novo Resume. So this is paid version and it is freely available as well. Freely available version is for like 2 pages only, and there are different formats. I will go through one of the examples briefly. Nova Resume में आपको मैं briefly. The third tool is Grammarly. It's again a cloud-based service. There is paid version of it, and there is like a basic version which is freely available as well. Grammatical mistakes. We are not like native English language speakers. इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज हमारे पास एज अ सेकंड लैंग्वेज भी है, और उसमें भी हमारे पास इतनी एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है कि हमने उसको एक्सप्लिसिटली कम्युनिकेट करने के लिए यूज़ किया हो. सो हमसे गलतियां होती हैं, इंक्लूडिंग मी एज वेल. So you should use tools that are available to fix those issues. Grammarly का एडवांटेज ये है कि आप कॉपी पेस्ट कर लें, इसमें आपको ये grammatical mistakes highlight करेगा as much as possible, even if it's in like a latex format, or latex format भी directly dump कर सकते हो, उसमें से भी ये grammatical issues आपको highlight करेगा. Stack Overflow is not only for software. Stack Exchange, Stack Overflow is not just for software. There are many sub channels and domains which will help you with grammar and English in general. आपको अगर nuances हैं, language के nuances, if you want to go in that detail. And finally, once you have your stuff ready, you can kind of ask KG to do the mentoring of your CV, and kind of you can ask your mentor or somebody on KG to kind of review your CV. That does not mean that person will edit it for you, do the grammatical corrections. You have to show the initiative कि आपने भी कोई effort put की हुई है अपनी CV को fix करने में, ठीक है? One thing I forgot to mention is like highlighting your skill section. Usually जब people लोग skill दिखाते हैं तो वो उन्होंने लिखा होता है numerical value 10 out of 4, 5 out of 5, yes, dot dot 5 dots. English language 5 out of 5. I don't think that's a good idea. Uh, what was the measuring group? That's like statistically that is totally wrong. Kind of what was the group that you measure against your skills? आपके अपने ही साथ आप कंपेयर कर रहे हो, आपके 5 में से 5 नंबर आ रहे हैं, या आप अपनी क्लास के साथ कंपेयर कर रहे हो, या ये आपका ख्याल है? So this is like statistically wrong. So you should not have those kind of sections in your CV कि आप उस तरह उसको section जहाँ आपने 5 language, Kashmiri, 5. The better way is you can say native speaker as a second language speaker. If you have like a test score from the agencies that measure your English language skills like IELTS, TOEFL, so on and so forth, then you can say ये जी score है मेरा. Yeah, but otherwise it's not a good idea to put like 5 stars kind of rating like thing. there. Then it becomes like a problematic. You have to mention the group that you're measuring against. I'll just go through one a particular format of CV that you should choose, in my humble opinion, from Novo Resume. Okay, I will share my screen on this now. Host disabled sharing screen. Shakil, उसका host है?
Ahmed is boss baki cheez. You can share it now.
Okay. Bagachu sake. Okay. So this is like a free CV making tool, which is very structured, very aesthetic. Content के आप खुद जिम्मेदार हो. So you should be the mistakes that I mentioned earlier. This will try to minimize, the format will try to minimize those mistakes. Okay, so the format is such it will try to minimize those mistakes. You don't have to necessarily put your picture, so you can get started for free. Okay, you can go for one of the simple CVs. For example, ये functional CV mention है इधर, जो मैं languages का mention कर रहा था, ये 5 out of 5. This is wrong in my opinion. I may be wrong, but uh, मेरी कम कलील experience के हवाले से this is totally wrong, because this is statistically wrong. What's the measuring group basically? So you could pick one of these kind of formats, and you can go. But keep in mind the limit is for the free version. The limit is 2. So you could pick one, professional, college, so on and so forth. So this will allow you to do that. For the students जो अभी जिनने बैचलर्स किया हुआ, मास्टर्स किया हुआ, इतना ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है उनके पास, वो कहते हैं कि हम एक्सपीरियंस में क्या डालेंगे, एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है हमारे पास, रिसर्च एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है. They should kind of mention this section like project section. Project section necessarily class project, जो end of degree project खाली नहीं है, you do mention that end of degree project, और उसको उसी star format में आप mention कर लें, जो मैंने अभी थोड़ी देर पहले बताया. Star project में आपका project किस सिचुएशन को या किस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व कर रहा था, आपने क्या क्या टास्क उसमें किए हैं, और उसके क्या क्या एक्शंस लिए आपने उस पे, और क्या क्या रिजल्ट्स आ गए. You mention that. It's not limited to those projects only. आप अपने क्लास प्रोजेक्ट्स भी लिख सकते हैं. हमारे पास काफ़ी फ्रेश ग्रेड्स के CV आते हैं फॉर जॉब पर्पसेस. I have received like very beautiful CVs from, for example, from Egypt, invariably from most of them are from like University of Alexandria. Very nice CVs. उनके पास अभी तो जॉब का एक्सपीरियंस ही नहीं है. आप उनके अगर सीवीज आप देखेंगे, अगर आप उनके सीवीज देखोगे, so the CVs that you will see there, so they don't have work experiences, so they have like education का उन्होंने अपने skills लिखे होंगे, कौन कौन से tools technologies उनको आते हैं, about उनके motivations क्या क्या है, थोड़ा सा 2-3 लाइनें उसके बारे में लिखी होंगी. जब उनने क्लियरली अपना
Sorry, your voice is not clear.
एजुकेशन का सेक्शन लिखा होगा, उसमें क्लियरली लिखा होंगे कौन कौन से कोर कोर्सेज छोटा सा छोटा प्रोजेक्ट अगर किया होगा उन्होंने वो भी मेंशन किया होता है, और उसी स्टार फॉर्मेट किया होता है. व्हाट वाज द पर्पस ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट, व्हाट वाज द आउटकम ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट. ठीक है, पर्सनल प्रोजेक्ट था, प्रोफेशनल प्रोजेक्ट था. And importantly, they provide the link to the GitHub repository. That means ये खाली CV पे भी नहीं लिखा हुआ उन्होंने. I can go to their GitHub repository and I can check, नहीं वाकई इन्होंने काम किया हुआ है. That gives me additional confidence as well. बंदा खाली CV पे नहीं कह रहा है, practically उसने काम भी किया हुआ है. Okay. So this particular form, you can use the paid service or you can use the free one. Free one में आप 2 पेज का बना सकते हो. आप अपनी लेवल चूज कर सकते हो, स्टूडेंट, इंटरमीडिएट, सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. इस फॉर्मेट को फॉलो करने का फायदा जैसे मैंने पहले ही मेंशन किया हुआ है, दिस विल मिनिमाइज योर मिस्टेक्स, बट यू विल हैव टू कीप you will have to keep in mind the content का मैंने आपको सिंपल फॉर्मूला बताया कि you should consider the star format or parse format. You will mention the problem that you are trying to solve, so on and so forth. Okay. I think we're already past an hour. Yeah, so I mentioned um, yeah, I think that's it from me. I will post some examples on, we'll share the link of no, I'll show that as well. मैं आपको वो दिखाऊंगा. I'll try to go to the KG group.
Maybe we have already prepared CV and the statement of purpose, and if you can share those in the screen right now.
I will walk you through the I'll walk you through the I'll walk you through the overleaf basically. ये overleaf is like kind of a latex, online latex. Latex is like a different typesetting language जो आप use कर सकते हो. Okay. So this is a typesetting language that you use. It's like very simple, kind of like typesetting language का फायदा ये है कि you don't have to worry about the structure. So you fix the structure a priori. There are online many awesome structures that are available that take care of the aesthetics and all you have to do is the fill the content basically. Okay. तो वो आपको कंटेंट फिल करना है, तो उसका स्ट्रक्चर इस तरह का है. सो I will go through. This is not the one that I'm looking for. I'm looking for the
maybe you need to change the account.
looking for the different. Yes. So yeah, so yeah, so you have this basic format. So we'll be sharing the link to this basic format. What we will do with this basic format is there is no structure to this basic format right now. So you can keep on adding the text, simply text up add kar sakte ho, and that text will get added. So when I simply recompile it, that text will get added over here. But if I want to kind of begin like a list of items, hello, hi, bye. So it can create a list as well. So the simple examples, these are simple examples. So this is one example of creating a list. So my purpose over here is not to show that you can create a list. My purpose over here is to kind of make you feel that there is a syntax that is available. Okay, that syntax allows you to kind of do things. You can create a list, you can create a table, so on and so forth. इस बेसिक सिंटेक्स के ऊपर एक शेल भी चढ़ सकता है जिन्हें हम टेम्पलेट्स कह सकते हैं एज क्लास फाइल्स. यू कैन ऐड अ टेम्पलेट ओवर हियर. वो आपको प्री क्रिएट करेगा, स्ट्रक्चर देगा आपके कंटेंट को. यानी जब आप फॉर एग्जांपल यू कुड ऐड एन एक्सपीरियंस over here. You can say your work experience. You worked at KG, for example, and then you can explain what that experience was. So this is very raw kind of. You should play with this.
I think
with this format. Yes.
I think the format is the CV format, the first file. about the main.
Uh,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, that is one.
Yeah. Okay. Let me compile this. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me delete this. Is a bit. You can use this to play. Let's keep it there.
Okay.
So you can go in. Okay. So no, let me go back. So if you see over here, this is like a basic format. Okay. So in this basic format, I was able to kind of change and chop things. So this meant that this section, some introduction section, what follows this is the introduction section. So your document begins from here. This is the beginning of the document and this is the end of the document. The document life is over here. Up here are the necessary packages. For example, whether this is an article, whether this is a presentation, this is CV, so on and so forth. What is the title of this document? Who is the author of it? These are like housekeeping things. Your basic life of the document begins over here and ends over here. Okay. So you can add sections to this document. So the beginning, the first section in this particular document is the introduction section. So in that introduction section, you can add the content. You can add another section over here called summary. Okay. And your different section will get added to it. Okay. If you have been working with Word, so you will remember आपको Word में section बनाने के लिए आप you would use a specific format. This is heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. So you have a similar thing over here. This is section, this is subsection, this is subsection. तो ये automatically उसको take care करेगा. So now let me go back to the document that is kind of a template. That is available over here. This one particular format that has been filled, and you can use this template for building your CV. This is one template that is available there, but you can change and chop to your needs. For example, name, you have to replace your name. You have to replace your address details. So where do you replace those details over here? So for example, address section clearly means the section wherein you have to kind of replace your address details, your phone details, your LinkedIn username, your GitHub username, so on and so forth. Okay. Your research interest section, this section over here corresponds to this section over here. Okay. So आप इधर अपनी research interest बता सकते हो. Like I was mentioning earlier, देखें डिग्री कौन सी की हुई है, कहाँ से की हुई है, city and country. Very good practice to add it over here. Okay. And reverse chronological order, latest one first, यानी end जिसका पहले है, and so on and so forth. Okay. So research और उसके बाद research interest section में आप you can change it. You can say I don't have any interests. Okay. So correspondingly आपका उधर वो change हो जाएगा. ठीक है. तो आप वो mention कर सकते हो. अगर आपने देखा होगा इधर ये दूसरी लाइन पे है और इधर मगर ये पहली ही लाइन पे आ रहा है. ये वर्ड में वर्ड की तरह नहीं है कि आपने एंटर किया हो तो अगली लाइन पे आएगा. नो, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. ये टाइप सेटिंग का इंजन उसको खुद ही देखता है. सो यू हैव टू एक्सप्लिसिटली से टू इट कि आपको अगली लाइन शुरू करनी है. सो फॉर एग्जांपल आई कैन एक्सप्लिसिटली बाय पुटिंग दीस डबल लाइंस ओवर हियर, आई एम एक्सप्लिसिटली टेलिंग इट ओके पुट इट ऑन द नेक्स्ट लाइन. सो यू हैव टू एक्सप्लिसिटली टेल this compilation engine what you want, basically. Okay, so then you'll fill the relevant sections. So filling in the sections should not be a tough job for any of you. So ये आप कर सकते हो. Again, a good thing over here that I see in this template is online courses. So you can show that you have been learning continuously. Continuous learning आपका है online courses के through. Follow the star format that I mentioned over here. Projects आपने बताया हुआ है. It shouldn't be limited to this only. आपने nachos OS पे काम किया हुआ है, working on it currently. But what is this project? I don't know what this project is. What's Babel thread server? What does it do? So mention some details in there as well. Okay. So there is this template that is available. So yeah, so you can add, follow this template over here as well. I guess we have another section for statement of purpose. Yeah, so there is this statement of purpose that is there. This is a simple document again. ये document मतलब शुरू से लेके आखिर तक है, and paragraph जहाँ डाला हुआ है paragraph है. So as and when you will be writing statement of purpose using this particular template, you will have to replace all the contents with your contents. So when we provide you the link on the Kashmir Guidance group for this overleaf, so you can replace all the contents with your contents. But remember, when you are replacing the contents, to follow the star format or the pass format to show your motivation to the potential supervisor, potential manager, and you project your things properly. Okay, so you can use these tools. I mentioned Overleaf, there is Nova Resume, and then there are others. So once you have kind of completed all this journey, taking care of all the ifs and buts that I mentioned, I may have forgot quite a few of those. Please do excuse me for that. जब आपने इन सब चीज़ों का ख्याल रखा होगा, आपने टू द बेस्ट ऑफ योर एबिलिटीज आपने पूरी मेहनत की होगी, आपने सारा एफर्ट लगाया होगा इधर तक, ग्रामेटिकल मिस्टेक्स भी ठीक की होंगी, ग्रामरली में इसको कॉपी पेस्ट करके ग्रामर भी ठीक किया होगा, सारी चीज़ें ठीक की होगी, then if you want us to have like a second look at it, we can have a look at it and we can kind of uh, kind of help you fix it in the sense we can mention the problems that exist in your CV, and you'll have to fix it yourself. um, वो है कि so the motivation is if you don't help yourself, nobody is going to help you. So you have to help yourself first, then there will be potential helpers that will exist. With that, I conclude. Thank you. If you have any questions or comments, please do let me know. Shakil, I will let you
Yeah.
arbitrate if anybody has any questions.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions? He can raise his hand or she can raise his hand. Yeah, her hand.
Sikar enable के मिसके spawn कर ये थोड़ा सा ये manage.
Just a second.
I'll try to answer it to the best of my abilities.
Does anybody have any questions? Yeah.
Sir, yes.
Yeah. Can you raise your hand if anybody have any questions?
Assalamu alaikum, Dawood bhai.
Salam.
Myself Vakil Ahmed from Chemistry Department, IIT Madras.
Yes.
So I have a little bit doubt regarding how long this CV would be, and which kind of picture we should use, whether formal passport size or background, what kind of a background should be in the picture.
Okay, I will try to answer that to best of my abilities. Unfortunately, boya kim stanju shuri poet ke
Sorry, you can mute all.
Mute all. Or do I mute all?
Can I go to toilet?
Okay.
Also, we can see that people are happy here.
Alhamdulillah, Allah Ta'ala था इंसान ने खुश खुशहाल. जो भाई ने सवाल पूछा था उसके दो जवाब हैं. Usually in subcontinent there is like this trend that you have to put like you have to have a picture in on your CV. In the global context, that is not necessary. There are few reasons for that. One of them being ethical reasons. I will expand on that particular reason. Why I don't personally think that anybody should put a picture. जो ethics का वो है internationally, I'm not talking in the subcontinent का context के बारे में मैं बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. There is mentioned that it's an equal opportunity. There will be something mentioned like equal opportunity employer. What they mean by that is they don't want to bias against anybody, caste, creed, gender, sex, your physical appearances, and so on and so forth. So it doesn't make any sense that you put a picture and it gives them an indication which could be of a bias. ये नहीं कि वो bias करेंगे, वो उन्होंने explicitly mention किया होगा कि it's open to anyone. So you shouldn't put a picture from that particular context, in my opinion, my personal opinion. ये जो दूसरे को bias करने का मौका दे दें, you look from a particular region and so on and so forth. Name doesn't give usually an indication to a person कि आप कहाँ से हो, क्या हो. मैंने शुरू में इसी context के हवाले से कहा था शुरू में. There are many employers in US. They are kind of doing like a blind review of your skills. By blind review I mean जो potential recruiter उनको CV देता है, वो उसमें से उनकी किस institution से उसने पढ़ा हुआ है, उसका नाम क्या है, religion क्या है, किस background का है. So it doesn't make sense that you will put a picture in that context. तो वो उसको ये idea मिलता है कि what they are only looking at is your skills. Now coming to the second point, if at all it is mentioned anywhere कि आपको picture लगानी है, so you should put a picture that is of a formal nature, professional nature. It shouldn't be a picture of you reclining in a park, basically. Park के bench पे हो, no. It should be a professional picture. Not necessary कि passport है या नहीं है. It's not like a government kind of thing कि आपको passport पे डालना हो, इस तरह की चीजें. Coming to the second part, मैंने आपको शुरू में ही mention किया कि जो reviewer है उसके पास बहुत ही कम time होता है review करने के लिए. आप तो एक बंदे हो जिसने CV भेजा है, मगर उसके पास 100 और बंदों के CV पहुंचे हुए होते हैं. So to do the just, it's not, so there is like a multiple level of filtration that happens. So first level of filtration is they just look at 30 seconds. We hardly look at a CV for 30 seconds and we just go through it and see if it's of interest. Then we have like a CVs on the left, which we reject, and CVs on the right, which we further evaluate. उनको detail में हम मज़ीद देखते हैं. उसमें आपको it doesn't make sense कि आप उनको 4 पेज या 6 पेज की CV भेजोगे. No, unless it's in an academic domain. अगर आप academic domain की CV है, so you can have an additional appendix attached to it, which could be publications और उनकी details वो separate list हो सकती है. I didn't mention that part, so you can keep that separate. CV को आज summarize करने का ये भी तरीका है कि CV के आप top पे, for example, you can make CV short. You don't even have to add the publication. You can add link to your Google Scholar, for example. Link. You don't have to add all the code details there. You can add a GitHub repository link. You don't have to add all the details of your profile. Sufficient details जो उस position को के बारे में आपके skills को project करेंगे, जितने काफी है उसके लिए उतने ही आपको mention करने चाहिए.
We will take last 2 questions. So the first question is from Munib. He's saying, I have a question about aesthetics. Sir said about the structure and look. So there are variants of CV headlines one can start with. But what I have seen is that academia people use totally black and white. Great people write minimal font. I have personal experience that black and white can work better than colorful CVs when applying for research positions. Or am I wrong?
Very much right. Minimum.
Sir, can I speak, sir?
Yes, sure, please.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam.
Sir, sir, when we look at your CV, sir, like that is like it's not that much colorful, but it is like condescending. किसी भी सामने CV को destroy कर सकता है, seriously. क्योंकि one is that कि उसमें जो details हैं
ये तो थाइन पाश में
I seriously sir, I swear, sir, your CV is the most. पहले North Campus website पे था. Now I don't know. It has been आपने शायद pull down किया उसको.
वो चेंज
But
हो गया फिर.
सर आपने देखा होगा सर जो academic positions या जो भी है like assistant professors and professors use, they उनका जो font perspective होता है is different. पहले तो वो colors बहुत कम use करते हैं. And यही personal experience यही है सर कि पहले मैं colorful CVs भेजता था. अब मैं colorful CVs बिल्कुल मैं avoid करता हूँ and fonts वो better work करता है academic positions.
I will
Is
give
it
you an
right, sir?
example of it from a very different domain. Okay.
All right.
दो examples मैं दे देता हूँ आपको. There is something called mental models. Okay. Those from software engineering will call it like design patterns. Mental model is like a simple mental model is one mental model is called first principle approach. Okay. First principle approach means you reduce some problem to the very fundamentals of it, and then try to solve it there and understand it from there. Ground up se karo. Okay. I will give you an example of that. Elon Musk once went to. Today is 30th, by the way. Ashna, SpaceX is launched the work.
There's an echo, sir.
Okay. So Elon Musk once went to Russia to purchase like a ballistic missile for his SpaceX. उन्होंने तब बनाया नहीं था. They quoted him. He was a young dude back then. They quoted him like some like millions of dollars. इन्हें कहा इतने $1 million दे दो. He done like back of the head calculation. वो कहते हैं ना back of the envelope calculation. उसने ये सोचा शेषतुर शातमंज यूता यातमंज यूता युतमंज यूता युतमंज यूता. It doesn't cost like the money they are charging. So what he done over there, like doing that back of the head calculation, he reduced that problem that he was looking at, that ballistic missile that he wanted to procure for SpaceX. उसने देखा fundamentally इसको कितना चीज लगेगी. You don't have to go there. If you go look at like a normal Maruti car, so material wise it doesn't cost much, but then engineering costs different. So you have to reduce the first of all. The reason for giving this example is you have to reduce the problem to its fundamental essence. ठीक है. जितना आप अपने प्रॉब्लम का सरफेस एरिया बढ़ाते हो उतना ही प्रॉब्लम्स ज्यादा बढ़ जाती हैं. वो सॉफ्टवेयर अगर आपने एक प्रोग्राम लिखा है जिसमें 100 लाइनें हैं और वो कोई काम करता है, सेम वर्क इज बीइंग डन बाय अनदर प्रोग्राम in the same language, for example, and that is 1,000 lines of code. 100 lines is better because you have to debug only 100 lines. You have to fix only 100 lines. तो जितना आप मिनिमम रखोगे, मिनिमम एस्थेटिक सेंस में रखोगे, तो उतना उसमें लेस फ्रिक्शन, विजिबल फ्रिक्शन होगा. तो उन चीजों को आपको ख्याल रखना चाहिए. From that, keep it as simple as possible. If you are following star format or parse format, वो content और उसकी aesthetic sense को आपने सारा semblance दी हुई है, तो चीजें they will stick in the recruiters or reviewers.
Yeah, so we will take the last question
All right, sir.
from
Thank you so
Wes.
much.
So his question is, if we are applying for a postdoc position, are there any significant difference in CV formatting, or it is a general as you mentioned?
No, there is a significant difference. As I mentioned at the beginning, one CV does not fit all. मैंने शुरू में ही एक चीज कही थी कि एक CV हर एक चीज को fit नहीं करती है. First of all, if you are applying for a postdoctorate position, it is understood that one thing that is understood by the potential recruiter or potential hiring manager is that you have a doctorate already. Okay. Second thing that is understood by him is that you have research skills. Okay. Third thing that is understood by him is that you have skills in the domain that he is looking for. यानी कि civil engineer, so as mechanical engineering must CV, not like that. Not to stereotype anyone, like these are the mistakes that you should avoid. Now I would expand on that a bit further, जो मैंने ये 3 चीजें कही हुई हैं. One thing is like you have done your PhD. So that means आप वो प्रोजेक्ट करोगे कि जो वो पोटेंशियल पोस्ट डॉक पोजीशन है और आपने जो PhD किया हुआ है, there is some impedance matching between the two. Okay? ये नहीं कि आपने PhD किया हुआ है कंप्यूटर साइंस में, फॉर एग्जांपल कंप्यूटर विजन के डायरेक्शन में, और PhD पोस्ट डॉक पोजीशन फॉर्मल मेथड्स के डोमेन में है, तो आप उसमें अप्लाई कर रहे हो. सो जो आप जितना it's like a pyramid. PhD is like a pyramid. Base of the pyramid is like your undergrad studies, which is very wide. You know a lot of things, but you don't have that much of a depth. As you go higher, you know more and more about less and less, basically. So your needle is pointing in one specific direction. So you have to be very careful when you are applying for a postdoc position. You project your experiences and they have the impedance matching with the potential postdoc position. एक चीज. दूसरी चीज मैंने mention किया कि skills आपको project करने हैं. Skills project करने का मतलब ये है कि आपको research writing skills आपके पास है कि नहीं. So that can be shown in 2 ways. One way that can be shown in is your publications, which give them an indication कि आपको research writing आती है, ठीक है? Which give them the confidence आपको research writing आती है. दूसरी चीज जो इसमें important है वो core content का है. Research आपने paper भी publish किया है, वो अल्लाह की मेहरबानी से publish भी हो गया है, but you don't have the requisite skills. आपने मतलब वो तुक्का लग गया, वो for example वो publish हो गया, but you don't have the requisite skills to conduct the research. आप systematically research conduct नहीं कर रहे हो, then you will face difficulties in that in convincing that particular fellow who's like recruiting you for the postdoc position. तो वो चीजें उन चीजों का ख्याल रखना है. Third point I forgot. Maybe I talked too much.
Yeah, I think otherwise it could be jack of all trades but master of none.
Yes.
And I think we will conclude, but I will just make 2 points. The first point is we forgot when you showed some samples, there were emails of the referees which were personal emails. We should always include the official emails. The first point.
Yes.
The second point is we should target the email to the professors usually in the Monday morning, because it is the best time they will check the emails.
Definitely.
The third point is mention your courses which you have taken in your UG or master's level.
Yes, definitely. When I was mentioning the 3 things about the academic education, मैंने उसमें 3 चीजें बताई थी. आपको ख्याल रखना है आपकी डिग्री का टाइटल क्या है, आपने कहाँ से की हुई है, और राइट द एड्रेस एज वेल. ये पूरा पिन कोड के साथ नहीं करना है. बाय दैट आई मीन फॉर एग्जांपल यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ कश्मीर, श्रीनगर, इंडिया. दैट्स सफिशिएंट. ओके, मैंने जो सैंपल शकील ने रखा हुआ था ओवरलीफ पे, उस पे आपने उसी फॉर्मेट में रखा होगा. जीपीए शीपीए इतना इंटरेस्टेड नहीं है. उसके बाद जो तीसरी चीज है और इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है, वो आपने कोर्सेज या रेलेवेंट टॉपिक्स जिन पे आपने रिसर्च किया हुआ है वो जरूर मेंशन करें 2-3 लाइनों में. ये नहीं कि 1 line sufficient है. If you have relevant report that you have available with you, you can put it on GitHub and उसका लिंक भी आप उधर रख सकते हो, और उसको reverse chronological order में आपने उसको mention करना है.
And one more thing, the final thing, we usually, when you the headline for an email is the key that the professor should read our email. But that's my personal experience. When usually we send email, we usually write application for PhD, application for masters. But I think that's kind of an old fashioned. The new fashion is to include if you have a PhD thesis topic, we should include the PhD thesis topic in the email heading subject. And then at the end, we should write seeking PhD position. I think that's my personal experience.
Yes, we'll have next week. Hopefully, we'll have a session of how to manage the application process. That will be a shorter session, not this long. This is out of the frustration that I had recently seen the CVs. तो वो हम next session में बताएंगे. So you can maintain a simple Excel sheet. I will show you how you can maintain the Excel sheet.
Yeah.
And उसमें ये भी important है कि आप potential जो आपका supervisor है उसको आप जैसे मैंने आपको कहा ना, you have to show your effort. Then people will be willing to help. तो उसमें आपने ये भी एफर्ट दिखाना है कि जब आप पोटेंशियल सुपरवाइजर को आप मेल करते हो तो आप यू हैव रेड हिज रिसर्च. ये नहीं कि सर प्लीज मुझे जॉब दे दो, या सर ये मेरी सीवी है इसको देखो, उसको देख के क्या चार डालना है उसका. तो आप ईमेल करो, आपने उसकी रिसर्च भी पढ़ी हुई है, आपके इंटरेस्ट क्या है, आइडियाज क्या है. दैट गिव्स यू more advantage of being kind of highlighted and selected basically.
I thank you, everyone. I think we will conclude this session, and I think it was really helpful and useful for most of the people, and for me personally as well. And I think with this we will conclude. And I thank you, everybody, for joining the session. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam.
Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam.
Assalamu